The film starts by showing an area in the middle of the city where scientists are working in a chemical and weapons factory. After this, a gorilla was shown who was running very fast and was moving ahead. He pulls out and throws a very big tree on the way, and everything in the factory is shaken by its force. Scientists are also very scared and come out quickly. By then, Ape had reached there, and in a lot of anger, he got out of control and started roaring. By then, the army had also come here. These people attacked him with their guns and machine guns. Even with the attack of such strong weapons, nothing was able to harm him. Because his real form came in front. He was not an ordinary ape but a mechanical ape. That is, Mecha Ape, made of machine. And they are very powerful. They are made of heavy machinery and a very strong system. There were many weapons on his body, from which he shot factory workers and soldiers and killed them. After which, a jungle was shown at one place in America, where a boy was flying a drone. But then someone hits his drone and drops it down. After this, we were shown the NASA Research Center, where the mechanical system of the US was also controlled. And these people were also controlling that jungle, where the drone of that boy had fallen. Two scientists sitting inside found out that someone had entered our jungle area. Maybe he came to make a video of the ape. Because the place where that boy was the location of the ape. The ape had dropped his drone. That's why the female scientist quickly calls security and says that whoever is there should catch him immediately. While the male scientist says that the heartbeat of the ape has increased a lot, he is angry. To control him, we have to call Sloan. And if the ape gets used to Sloan being normalized, it will be very difficult. Sloan was their senior scientist, who was also a friend of the ape. She used to play with him. After which, we were shown Sloan. When she also reaches this place, her scientist friend tells her everything. The condition of the ape is very bad. He is very angry. That's why he also dropped the drone. The male scientist tells her that we have also caught the boy who was flying the drone. So Sloan and her scientist friend go to interrogate the boy, who was the previous professor. Both ask him, "Why did you come to our area?" He says that "I did not come. I was on the other side of the fence." Sloan says that "This drone was yours, right? It has come to our area. You have also agreed to this." He says that "Yes, it is mine. But I did not do anything wrong." Sloan asks, "Tell me who sent you here to make the video of the ape." On this, he ignores this matter and starts saying bad things about NASA's work. And because these people were working for NASA, he started taunting them. Look at NASA's work. The ape was first sent to space in the sky for study. And now that he has mutated completely and returned, you people are not able to control him. On this, Sloan got angry. She says that the ape's health and all the responsibilities are mine. It's not your problem. Mind your work. Saying this, she sends him out of there. Her fellow scientist tells Sloan that it is informed to send the ape to another place as soon as possible. Sloan says that "I cannot keep the ape in a closed place. Because this thing will not be right for him." Saying this, Sloan goes to Abraham Ape. She also had purple lights with her. With the help of this, she could also control the ape. The ape's size was quite big. Sloan tells him to play. But at this time, he was angry. He was not in the mood to play. Then Sloan explains to him that he will have to stay normal until the DNA of the alien is tested in your blood. Saying this, she left from here. Now we see a couple who had come to the same place, where Mecha Ape had attacked and destroyed everything. He had also killed many people. That's why there was blood there. The woman touches a place and says that only the blood of our dead son is left. Because she got her son's ring from there. She says that "My son was the pride of our country." There was also the father of the child, whose name was Arnott. He was the director of the intelligence agency of another country. The country from which he was from was the enemy of the US. Arnott's wife started getting angry at him. That you get to know about this as soon as possible. Sloan and her companion were meeting with the big officers of the US. They were talking about the Mecha Ape here. He is the most powerful weapon in our army. The officer asks where he is right now. Then Sloan tells her that he is being checked up on right now. After that, we will shift him to another place. After which, they start talking about Abraham Ape. Sloan says that I want to keep him with me right now. I have to check on him. On which the officer says that we have to send him from here. Because the people here do not want to see him here anymore. They have also reported against Abraham. Sloan says that we will convince them in the next meeting. But the officer does not agree. He tells Abraham to move to another city as soon as possible. Now Sloan knew that if this happened, it could be a danger for Abraham. That's why she says that we should not take this decision so soon. The general says that it will not be of any use. He was very angry because of Abraham's attack. He says, what is the guarantee of this? Abraham will not make any big city his target. That's why it is urgent to send him into custody. But Sloan still does not agree with him. Now both the officers go and talk to the president about this. They said to send Abraham into custody. That is a safe place for him. He will not be harmed. We had taken him out of the sea after many years. So he will be safe. Now the director of the enemy country's intelligence agency was shown to us. That is Arnott, and his wife was also there. They get news from their colleagues that a nuclear weapon has been found at a location. Which is Mark 9. It is a very powerful weapon. It was under the control of the US. And these people wanted to get it. They found out that the US had shifted it to Indiana a while ago. That's why Arnott tells his hacker companion to get information quickly. Mecha Ape was taken somewhere by the plane. But he breaks the plane and comes out of there. Sloan was immediately informed that the plane had been destroyed and fallen. These people get very worried. After checking, they found the wreckage of the plane. But they were not able to find the Mecha Ape. That's why Sloan and her companions leave from here. After their departure, the droning professor comes to the male scientist, who tells him to join him with them, because he wanted to help them. He says that I have a theory. You have been looking for intelligence for many years all over the world, which I have found inside Abraham. Look, Abraham could have ignored my drone by looking at it. But he broke the small drone by thinking of it as a threat to himself. Suddenly, his heartbeat increased, coming in anger. All this was a different thing. He says that Abraham has caused such great destruction. And now, if he is out of control again, he will destroy everything once again. That's why we have to do something about it. There, Arnott somehow wanted to get that weapon, which was like a device. That is Mark 9. These people were making a plan. A companion says that the lab is where Mark 9 is. It is on the first floor. We will take Mark 9 from there. But there is a problem. Security is quite strict there. Which the other companion tells us, we will somehow deceive security and go inside. Sloan and her companions reach the place where the plane was destroyed. The army officer had also come here. Arnott forms 3 groups, including his wife. And these people start moving forward according to their plan, to go to the lab. Sloan, her companion, and the army officer find out. Something is coming out of the sand. There is no one else but Mecha Ape. He stands up, because he had activated himself. That's why everyone starts running from there to save their lives. Arnott and his companions were deceived by security, and entered the lab. They also had weapons. Mecha Ape had gone out of control. He had entered the city, causing destruction everywhere. In a short while, he had made the city bad. He was destroying the whole house with just one punch. Due to this, many people were injured. There was fire everywhere. The remaining people start running from there, saving their lives. When the president learns about this, he starts getting angry at his officer. He asks, how did this weapon, the Mecha Ape, become so dangerous suddenly? How did it get spoiled? Why didn't you pay attention to it? That's why he now orders him to stop it as soon as possible. Sloan and her companion also reached the place by car, where Mecha Ape was. Sloan got out of the car and ran to the place where he was going. She goes to the roof of a very tall building and jumps on Mecha Ape. Still, she was not able to control him. That's why she goes inside him, so that she can stop his system. Here, she comes to know that someone has hacked Mecha Ape's system and controlled him. When he is out of control like this, she immediately tells her companion this. She also started saying that the one who hacked Mecha Ape also changed his coordinates. which work like signals. It means they are now sending Mecha Ape to a special location. Ape's security system was stopping Sloane from changing all this. That means she was not able to reset Mecha Ape. It means she was not able to bring him back to his original state. That's why it was getting difficult to control him. Sloane tells her companion to find out the location of those coordinates. That means where this Mecha Ape was going. There, Arnott and his team had stolen that weapon, Mark 9. And I started going from there. A scientist tells Sloane that according to the coordinates, our research lab is in Indiana. Sloane says that if those people are calling Ape there, then we should tell this to the lab people. For now, they don't know who did all this. But then Sloane found something in the program. From this, she found out that all this was done by Arnott and his team. Because they were also in the lab. So it was clear that they had hacked Mecha Ape. And they wanted to call him there. Sloane found out all this through a code, which was used by the intelligence agency of that enemy country. They had completely controlled Mecha Ape. When the president learned about this, he got even more angry. He was also quite surprised. He asks his officer, how did our weapon, the Mecha Ape, go to the enemy country? The agency that made it. Why didn't they know about this? What were they doing until now? Then he asks, how can I stop him now? What plan do we have? Then the general says that to stop him, we had sent 2 teams of our soldiers. After which, we sent the 3rd one. So those people shut down that machine. Hearing this, the female officer says, it shouldn't have been done. Because Mecha Ape is a walking weapon. It has already killed both teams badly. The president also agreed with her. He says that I can't see my army dying like this. So now we have to send Abraham 8 there. Because I want to stop all this as soon as possible. Apart from this, we have no other way. Sloane shut down the system of 2 weapons in the Mecha Ape. Which made Arnott and his team very worried. They understood that there was someone inside Ape. So now they were not able to control Mecha Ape properly. He also rushed to that lab while causing destruction. And picks up a nuclear weapon, Mark 9, from there. The US officers arrived there with 2 helicopters. So that they can take Abraham with them. Here, scientists and professors refuse them. Don't take him so soon. The professor also explains it to them. This decision is not right. Because Abraham does not know yet. That land is my home. Because he was sent to space for study. So he still thinks that space is my home. So he will never fight to save the land. Hearing this, the officers told them about Mecha Ape. And he says that Abraham will fight with him. Because Sloane is there inside the Mecha Ape. To take her out, Abraham will fight with Ape and finish him. Because he loves Sloane. So now they take Abraham with them. So that he can fight with Mecha Ape. But this was a risky task. Sloane's life was also in danger from this. But he had to save the lives of the entire city. So he agrees to take this risk. Now Sloane also came to know that Mecha has nuclear weapons. She got scared. She starts shutting it down. But it was very difficult for her to do this. Then she sees Abraham in front of her. Who was brought here and left. She starts calling him. As soon as she saw her, Abraham also started coming towards her. But then Mecha Ape starts shooting Abraham with his machine gun. As soon as this happened, Sloane was also trapped inside Ape. Mecha grabs Abraham by the neck. He tries to kill and injure him. But here, Abraham was also no less than anyone. He also attacks responsibly. He punches Mecha Ape and kills him. And in this way, a great fight breaks out between them. But inside, Sloane cuts Mecha Ape's 2 wires and joins them together. As soon as this happens, a red light starts shining in Mecha Ape's eyes. Sloane did this so that she could separate Abraham from Mecha Ape. Because this is what she taught Abraham. As soon as he sees the red light, he has to move away. After this, Sloane calls the female officer and tells her, a powerful nuclear weapon has been planted with Mecha Ape. So the enemy's intelligence agency wanted to explode that weapon in Chicago. And because Mecha Ape was also under their control at that time, that's why she told them to evacuate Chicago quickly. And to take Abraham from here. Because he was badly injured. Knowing all this, the president says, We have to somehow stop Mecha Ape from reaching Chicago. He tells Sloan that if the nuclear weapon bomb is activated, then you have to throw it somewhere before it explodes. A very deep place, so that the effect of that explosion is less likely if it happens. It was shown in the news. That was how Mecha Ape had destroyed an entire city. And now he was moving toward another city. And because Sloan was cutting his wires, that's why his powers are decreasing. Arnott's wife tells her husband, "When we go back, then the intelligence agency will be there to catch us. So that we can understand. These people are working for that agency. But all this is being done secretly by the agency. It means they don't know about this at all. Because of this, the American agency was also not aware of it. This is the work of the intelligence agency. Or only Arnott and his team." Now Arnott's wife says that after completing this mission, we will not go back to our country. But we will go somewhere else and disappear. But Arnott explains it to her. "We have done all this for our country and our son. That's why you don't need to be afraid at all." Both scientists and professors also reached Mecha Ape's place, so that they can stop him. Both Mecha Ape and Abraham had reached Chicago. And after coming here, Abraham climbs on the roof of a building. Sloan keeps trying to send him from here again and again, but fails. Mecha Ape, who was below, when he saw that Abraham was on top of the building, he started attacking him again with his machine gun. Sitting in the helicopter, scientists and professors started moving towards Mecha Ape. Sloan tries to stop Mecha Ape, but he hits Abraham hard in the face. But once again, Abraham got up. But he got very angry. He picks up a train and hits Mecha Ape, with which he also falls far away. Abraham was out of his control. He got angry and roared. Then he hits Mecha Ape with full force, with which he falls. Sloan was obviously in danger as soon as this happened. The scientist sitting on the plane tells Abraham has damaged the wrong part of the Mecha Ape. And if he keeps hitting him like this, then Mecha Ape's system will start heating up, which can also cause an explosion. That's why we have to stop Abraham anyway. Sloan was also facing a lot of difficulty, but she separates the main wires from the system, so that Mecha Ape shuts down. And the bomb does not explode. But it has the opposite effect. Mecha Ape becomes more powerful. Once again, he got up. He attacks Abraham with his machine gun, with which Abraham got so injured. He falls. Looking at him, it seemed like he was dead. Seeing this, everyone gets very worried. But the next moment, he started moving. Everyone was satisfied. They were also very surprised. They thought that Mecha Ape's powerful attack would not allow him to save himself. So the professor tells them that all this is because of that alien DNA, which is in his blood, with which he was able to heal his wounds again. Also, his powers were activated. Once again, he gets up and fights with Mecha Ape. He starts his dangerous attack. He was hitting him without taking a break. That's why Sloan tells him to stop. But she was lucky that, by opening the exit door, she was able to get out of there. While Mecha Ape and Abraham were fighting, Abraham started attacking him. He separates the Mecha Ape's arms. Then he picks him up so that he can hit him down. But then Sloan sees the opportunity and grabs his attention. And say, "Abraham, come behind me. Let's play a game." Hearing this, he picks up Mecha Ape and starts running behind her. I was thinking that maybe Mecha Ape is a toy. Sloan brings him into a very deep pit. And she tells him to put him in the pit. He does this. He throws Mecha Ape into the pit. Seeing this, everyone feels satisfied. Because as soon as Mecha Ape fell into the pit, it blasted. And with this blast, he was completely over. Abraham was completely calm. Now, when Arnott and his team were running through the plane, Abraham attacked their plane. Because of this, they got very scared. The plane was shaking a lot. They quickly get out of the plane. That's when the FBI agents came from the front, who arrested them. Abraham takes their plane in his hands and stands up. After this, Abraham got permission to stay freely on an island. That island was now his, which the government gave him as a gift, because he fought with the Mecha Ape and saved the lives of millions of people. And now he could live his life with freedom and joy. As soon as he was brought there and released, He happily starts running there. With his happiness, the story of this film ends here.